Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Toolbox Tuesday. It's Shannon Simpson chiming into you live from the Comox Valley on beautiful Vancouver Island. To all of you that are joining in live today, thanks for joining me. And those of you that are joining me for the replay, thanks for making the time to come back and join me as well. So today I want to talk to you about stepping into me, stepping into you. This has been an incredible last year. Honestly, I can't even put into words how much has changed in this last year. I would say I've had the opportunity to work with so many amazing human beings, and that didn't come by accident. That happened because I believed in me and I decided that I mattered. You know, what was happening in my home was that before my very eyes, my children were literally falling apart. And what I realized is that kids do as they see. They were watching me fall apart, and so they too were falling apart. And then I read this book by Glennon Doyle, and the saying goes like this: our kids don't need us to save them. Our kids need to see us save ourselves. So I think I've told you the story about when we crossed Canada for 2 months this year for 51 days in our vehicle. And there was some light shone in some very dark places as we were in the middle of the campground in Niagara Falls, and my daughter Abigail was screaming at the top of her lungs at me, saying that I was a complete epic failure as a mother. It was a humbling moment. Nolan was crying at one picnic table, Abigail was crying in front of the campfire, and Marty was screaming that he wanted to go home. And I realized in that moment where I did not get mad at her, she was yelling that I was an epic failure and that I needed to fix Nolan. I needed to make him better. I needed. And what I realized in that moment was that her anger towards her brother was actually her deep, deep sadness for the fact that he was at his lowest weight ever, dealing with anorexia, and she just wanted me to make him better. And she said to me, her words were, "Because you're not doing your job, Mom, I need to do it for you." That was, so I could have gotten mad, but instead I dropped inside and I realized that she was actually mirroring back to me the truth that I needed to step up and I needed to start taking care of me, running my house, giving Abigail permission to step down. I needed to step up and asking and being the strength that she needed me to be. And so in a very short time after we got home, I decided to set some boundaries in our home. I decided to create some expectations. And I can't even explain how fast things shifted by me stepping into and on my 2 feet. Nolan quickly signed himself up for the eating disorders clinic, and Abigail has this she's light again. She's light again because I stepped up. I decided to step into me and asking for what I need to, that I matter, and that I don't do everything for my kids to make them happy all the time, because it's not my job to make them happy. It's my job to love them and guide them and also stand up for what matters for me. And so the other thing I would say is this year that I've done new is I've learned to start asking for money. My story is that I haven't worked out of the home in 13 years, and asking for money from my husband was like being a little girl going to her parents asking for money for the candy store. I mean, it's been crazy. And yet this year, all of a sudden, I'm like, no, enough, enough. I matter. I matter. And my kids need to see that I matter so they too can see that they matter. So I've taken courses. I've spent money. I've seen and connected with amazing human beings. I've done this, which scares the shit out of me. Yet I'm still showing up because it matters. It matters that we know that we matter, each and every one of us. And the most beautiful thing happened to me this week. My dear friend Allison, if you're listening, I love you. She has mentored me for 20 years. We had a 2-hour conversation the other day, and it's come full circle. I found myself in a place of having the opportunity to give back to her because of all of the amazing work that I've done for me, stepping into me. All of a sudden, I found myself holding space for Allison and sharing resources that have helped me through my trauma, my childhood trauma, the trauma of cancer, the trauma of raising 2 kids that need extra love, the trauma of many things that I've gone through in my life. And it's been so beautiful and humbling to be in this place that I can give back. And so the birth of Masterpiece Magic is my gift to share with 12 to 16-year-olds. It's launching on the 26th, next Monday. I am so excited about this program: nutrition, photography, art, kids finding their opportunity to learn about mindset, their potential, and stepping into their masterpiece. I am so excited to share this. I wish I had the opportunity to know what I know now when I was a teenager. Just think what I could have done, and I still will do. So I just want to send love to you all today. I'm so excited. I did not read my notes. Oh, I love you all, and I am going to ask you one final question, and I want to remind you, say yes to yourself, because you matter. We all matter. When you love yourself and you take care of yourself, the people around you pick that up, and they too take better care of themselves and love themselves. And in the end, we just create more love. And isn't that what it's all about? Sending love to you all. I love you so much. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you next week. Bye.